seem to be wearing matching T-shirts. Those groups. Have you ever noticed that? Yeah, it's always like a group of like whatever theme dressed patrons.
They're the worst.
Yeah.
You ask me. Fabian Marcano from Daily Flash Latino joins us now with Relationship Refresh. We're talking what about today?
We got open relationships.
Open. So you talk a lot and that sort of thing.
No, not exactly. These are the open relationships where you have a mutual, I guess, agreement with your partner to have open relationships with other people.
Because these always go so well.
Yeah. I mean, well, the question here today is, are they sustainable or do they just lead to jealousy?
I'll go with the latter. Yes.
You know what I mean? And I mean, there's new research that we found. It's basically saying that nowadays people may be just as happy or even more happy in these open relationships than even a monogamous. How do you guys feel about that?
I think every relationship's different by all means. And if a couple goes into it knowing that, hey, we're just going to do whatever we want, I think you're right. Eventually, jealousy is going to lead in. You never hear about old people that much having like these open relationships their entire
Unless you live in the villages.
Unless you're, well, usually somebody dies and then that's what happens. I mean, if you're going to do that, you wind up marrying that person. But even still, if you're going into a relationship saying that, I can't see it. Maybe if it's something you need to get out of your system or whatever, maybe that might be. But are you giving everything to the woman or the man that you love, or in some cases, all three? I mean, just how open are we talking here? If it's going to help the relationship.
Are we talking throuple or are we talking affair?
It's up to how many you want. Yeah. I mean, it's the agreement that you make with your partner. It's all got to be mutual, obviously. But
certainly.
Do you guys see this maybe happening more often in the future, possibly?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think we're sort of getting to a point now where we understand that if you marry somebody and you're with them for 10, 20 years, things change and you might lose interest and it's a moment, right?
No, you're 100% right.
So you have to be okay with saying, all right, maybe you need to have your own time and maybe I need to have my own time, but we come back because the grass isn't always greener.
Yeah.
Once you leave that relationship, you end up in another one, and I guarantee you the same problems will sprout up again. So why don't you just make it work with the one you're with?
That's a good point. But
Yeah.
what if you create the relationship maybe for a while before you get into an open relationship? Maybe you open it up at some point.
I'm glad you said that because my lead-in would be a lot of times when the kids are out of the house, you're in a different phase of your life, and you're like, well, this is the person I'm with from now on. So I mean, seriously, and that discussion should be a lot.
We need to remodel.
Yeah.
The values,
We need to start.
The values that you had when you were first married are probably different at that time.
Sure.
Sometimes more conservative,
Yeah,
sometimes could be the other way and saying, I really wish I would have done this.
Yeah.
But if the other person says, well, listen, if you're fine with it, I'm fine with it, then we cannot complain to do that. All right, check out Fabian, of course, on Daily Flash Latino. Head to dailyflashlatino.com. Check your local listings and times. They're on LATV as well.